KILR Killer Game.
Hello, gamers, simmers, and pilots. I am the Killer Gamer. Welcome to the tour around the world featuring SubLogic Flight. No, not Microsoft Flight. SubLogic Flight. You're thinking, huh? What? I never heard of that. That would be this right here. SubLogic Flight. Also was used to called SubLogic Flight Lite. And then it was Flight Lite Deluxe, and then Sierra. Ew, Sierra. Sorry, inside joke. I think it was Sierra. I don't know. But anyways, they released a final pack of this where it was on CD-ROM and includes scenery. So not really a world tour. It's actually more of a U.S. tour. But we're just going to call it a war tour because, we're just going to call it a world tour because it just kind of fits in with everything else. Fits in with the theme of everything else that we happen to be doing here with all the other simulators. So, right off the bat, I want to give some shout-outs and recognitions. We are currently streaming this on Twitch, which will be turned into the typical episodes that you all know and love later. But I do want to give shout outs to my subscribers, IT Wakowski, JMike70, and Shadow Wolf. So shout outs to them for subscribing to me on Twitch. And for those of you watching this later on, be sure to head over to Twitch, follow me over there. There are some benefits and perks for subscribing to me. One, you're supporting me as a content creator, but you also get something in return too. So head on over there and check it out and see what's available. I try to give you guys some things in return that might interest you to help give you a little bit more involvement with the channel. But I appreciate anything that you're willing to do, whether it's subs or bits or cheers. All of that is much appreciated. So with all that off to the side, let's get on here with what we're doing with Flight Lite. Gotta love this little Cessna thing down here. JMike70. Speaking of one of our subscribers, here he is. John, how you doing, my friend? Good to see ya. Welcome. I have not done any episodes on this for a while, and I'm behind, so time to record. So, welcome. We are going to talk about where it is that we're going. So, those of you who are familiar with the World Tour, that started from Chicago Megs, and has included all the simulators that I've been doing so far. If you've been following, you guys know what's next. But in case you're not, we will go over that right now, as soon as I find the right button to click. That would be it. Okay, so we're here at Joliet Park District. And we are going to be flying in this direction, this way, to Greater Kankakee. We're going to be landing at Greater Kankakee. We might be able to tune in the VOR and go directly there. We may have to tune in to EON and then go to Greater Kankakee, one of the two. I did put down a flight plan, which, in SubLogic Flight, it kind of puts arrows up in the sky. just in case there happens to be no lights at Greater Kankakee, because there are no lights apparently at the airport that we're at. But anyhow, I am going to go ahead and set that map off to the side where I can reference it in a little bit. What did I do with it? I put it off to the side. Okay. There it is. Ah, yeah, John. It's good. I'm glad that I can distract you in a very positive way. And yeah, this is a very interesting simulator, as you can see. This is supposed to be a Cessna. That's the icons down here. As far as the controls, that looks nothing like a Cessna. But that was not the point. That was not the point of this simulator. The point was to... It was kind of like an entry-level simulator, if anything, to get people up into the air and having fun and stuff. That was what SubLogic was thinking of when they created this. That's the impression that I got, anyway, based on the stuff that I read. But we're going to go ahead and get this going here, maybe. Aha, there we go. I think I got it on. I had to click Alt-E. Alright, so for those of you who are wanting to play this and can't figure out how to start it, Alt-E is your engine. That's how you get this thing started. Alright. We're moving. Yay. About time. Where's the runway? That would be a good question. Apparently this airport, and there is one here, even though it may not seem like it, there is an airport here. As a matter of fact, is that it in front of us? Like, it doesn't have any lights or anything. We may just have to take off.
Take off, eh?
There's something. Oh, I think this is the end of the runway. I'm assuming I'm pointing in the right direction. Break that for the moment. Greater Kankakee is 111.5 or 6, one of the two. So we'll get that switched over here. Maybe it's 6. Maybe it's not. Oh, that's right. This, I think, is one of the two is the VORs. 13.20. These may not activate until we get up in the air. So let's do that. Let's get up in the air. Try to figure this out on the way. Okay, we appear to be sort of kind of getting up into the air. This is about the direction that we want to go. Aha! No, what's it doing? Where are you going? Where are you going? Hey, hey! I didn't tell you to go that way. I must have clicked something. Okay, I clicked and... Wait. What the heck? Okay, SCV I thought was strobe light. Apparently it's not. It's something else. Okay, if I'm looking at this correctly, I think we're heading directly for Kankakee, but I'm not positive. Yeah, definitely. I think we're going to need a 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th sense with this one. Alright, well this is definitely not a VOR because it's not doing anything. This one down here is, though. Oh, wait a minute. It needs to be... Oh, crap. You know what? It would help if I tuned into the right... Ah, jeez, this whole time. Come on, Killer Gamer. Tune into the right frequency. Trying to get that needle centered there. Which it doesn't seem to be working. Alright, well, let's tune it into nav 2 and let's see if I can get anything there. apparently that's not working either. It moves, but I can't center it so I know which direction to go. Alright. We'll tune in to Echo Oscar November then. There we go. Now, do you see how the center needle here is centering itself right there? That's what I was trying to do with the other frequency, so that way I knew which direction to go. But I don't know, the Kankakee VOR is weird. I've had problems with that VOR in the other simulators also. Which is, yeah, it's just kind of weird. Now you may be thinking, well, why in the world are you flying at night, Killer Gamer? Well, because in the other simulators where we were doing this same exact flight, it was also at night. So we're just keeping the theme consistent across each of the, I hope that thing turns off of each of the simulators. Once you start getting used to the simulator, it is rather fun to kind of fly. Because it's a little different. But it takes a little bit of adjustment in the way of thinking as far as the controls, because they're kind of splattered all over the place on the panel. How far is Kankakee? That's a good question. I think it's, well, not 21.3 miles. I can't remember what in the heck the red one here was for. This is to Echo Oscar November. I forget what that one was for. But Kankakee is south of it, so we're 20 miles away from the one VOR, and then Kankakee will be south from it at a heading probably about 185. So if we turn 185, we should get to it. Now there is a way to turn on visual cues to kind of lead you to the airport. We'll turn that on if we absolutely have to. Oh, this early in the game? No, there's no curvature in the Earth. See, this was back in the day when the Earth was flat. Because once you get to the end of the U.S., you just kind of fall off the map. Yeah, pre-Columbian. That's pretty much it. You know, the interesting thing is that with all the flight simulators that I've been playing around with and that I've been studying, SubLogic never made anything that went around the world. There has not been anything with the SubLogic brand where you could fly around the world. The most that you could do, pretty much the whole US, maybe on the very edges of Canada, and then Western Europe. That was it. But nowhere did they have anything under the SubLogic brand where you could fly, you know, to Russia or Japan or, you know, whatnot. Not Japan. I mean, there is a separate scenery just for Japan, but you guys know what I mean. And well, as we know, so the people quite a few of the people from SubLogic was working with Microsoft, but that doesn't count. 24-hour deja. Wow, what is this? This is SubLogic Flight. That's what this is. It would be this right here from good old SubLogic. If you can see it right there. See that? SubLogic. Yeah, I don't think a lot of people know about this flight simulator. This came out, I believe, after Microsoft Flight Simulator 4. This was SubLogic. This came out in 1996. So after Flight Simulator 95, actually. So while Flight Simulator 5 and 95 had textures on the ground, SubLogic still had the Flight Simulator 4 graphics. But they, you can't really tell at night, but during the daytime, it's actually kind of cool. Yeah, no, it is. Well, this here is actually copyright 96, but this is the third incarnation of it. The first one was called Flight Light, and then they added some aircraft, did some patches, and it was Flight Deluxe, and then the final release was this, and it was just called Flight, and this is on CD. I think they're about a year apart, so I think the original Flight Light came out in 94, Flight Deluxe came out in 95, and I think this one here came out in 96. Could be wrong, but because it's really hard to find information on this. And believe it or not, we are flying a Cessna. I know it doesn't look like it, but that's what it is. Yeah, this is a Cessna. They were not going for accuracy when it came to the panel. Yeah, it's not accurate. No, we're not moving too bad. We're not moving too bad. This is about right. Oh, you mean, okay, you're talking about, is my flaps down? No, my flaps are up. You know, it's funny that you mentioned that, because I did an X-Plane 7 flight not long ago, and the fastest I could go was like around 80. So it's interesting that you mentioned that, because that was the same thing that happened over on X-Plane 7. We couldn't really get it much. We got it maybe around 80 or 85 knots, but that was about it. And you're right, cruise is usually around 110. That's what I'm used to. Now the pitch may have something to do with it. I'm trying to get this thing leveled out. I think it's because my pitch is a little too high. So let me bring the pitch down. So we're up to 90 now. Then I can increase power. Because I'm not at full throttle right now. Yeah, see, this is getting a little better. I didn't have the pitch set. That was all it was. Oh, but you know what? I do have an altitude hold button here. So if I turn that on, it should hold altitude, and then I can increase the throttle here, which will increase our speed. Actually, I'm glad you mentioned that. Okay, we're doing a little better now, I think. Yeah, it says Cessna right there. The throttle, by the way, is right here. Okay, as is the flaps. Over here, I think this is the pitch. This is the pitch trim. These are the ailerons. Not quite sure which one that is. That might be rudder trim. This is nav 2. This is nav 1. Autopilot stuff is over here where you can hold on nav 1 or nav 2. STB I thought was strobe lights, but apparently it does something else. This window thing, that's just multiple windows type of thing. Here's the altimeter. Engine, fuel, radios. And this down here, just there's like visual cues and stuff that you can turn on. So basically what SubLogic was doing was they were making a more simplified version of a flight simulator that would be more appealing to beginners. That was their idea on it. I think it might be in the instruction manual, so let me pull that out here. I need to do a game review on this is what I need to do. Yeah, so if you look at the manual here, it says Flight Light. That was the original title for this, was Flight Light. Alright, introduction. Flight Light is the culmination of years of programming work spent developing a new, user-friendly, and system-friendly platform for the production of flight simulation products. Future flight sims based on this platform will take you even deeper into the flight experience. Yep, I feel deep into the flight experience. Flight Light is dedicated to the general public with no previous flying knowledge. The simulation is designed to ensure that your introduction to flight is a successful one and to entice you into experiencing one of the most beautiful and satisfying activities known to mankind. Flight Light is also dedicated to the Cessna Aircraft Company, Chairman Russ Meyer, and all Cessna employees. The intense dedication they showed in advancing a safe, easy-to-fly design to the state of perfection represented by the Cessna Citation Jet. That was the original aircraft. That's all it was the Cessna Citation Jet. So if this sort of looks like something you'd see in a Citation Jet, that's why. When they added new aircraft, they just kind of changed a few gauges and stuff. But yeah, so that's from the manual. So they designed this to make it a little bit more user-friendly. When you look at the controls, it's just kind of like, huh? All right. Looks like we can turn to, let's see, due south here. Okay, those red marks down there, that's the actual visual cue for Kankakee, so that's it up ahead. We'll turn off the autopilot there. Yeah, the idea, like for example, you can't really crash the aircraft. It will take control from you. If it sees that you're losing control, the aircraft will automatically take control. So they tried to dumb this down so that way people wouldn't be discouraged when it came to trying to fly. You know, and like they always crash and they're like, man, screw this, I can't fly it. So that was kind of the idea behind it. Yeah, that's our airport over there. So we'll drop some flaps here. Yeah, track to destination arrows. That's the red arrows that you're seeing over there. They actually, if you follow the arrows, it takes you right down to the runway. It takes you down to the runway that you put in. For it. Now you can turn those visual cues on and off also. The flight simulator, though, it's like bright and colorful, like a bag of jelly beans. Which I love jelly beans, I really do. I've heard about this little jelly bean game or something where you spin a spinner and you have to pick a jelly bean or something. It's called like Bean Boozled, and there are like some good flavors and there are like some off the wall flavors. A little bit more than what I want to spend at the moment, but that might be something fun to do for viewers. So I think this is a runway we're coming up to. We just got lights to go by here. This thing is being difficult now. Yeah, there's no DME here. But this should be the airport. Sounds like an Atari 2600. The sound. Okay, so let's break it right here. And what we'll do here, I want to go ahead and save a situation here. It's either save situation or save game. There's like two different ones here. Alright, now I'm going to go to the environment and just change the... actually, no, you know what? I think I can just do that right here. Yeah. Okay, I don't think we're on the runway. I don't think we're close to the airport. Yeah, this does not look like the airport. It must be up there. Here, we'll drive up there and see what we have. We're gonna full throttle on the road here. How did the speed die out? Because I had throttled down, that's why. Oh, I guess we can go up in the air. Oh, there's a blue line. That must be the Kankakee River. Okay, so we actually landed in the city. That's what we did. The actual airport is somewhere that's it right there. So just for laughs, what we'll do, so this is supposed to teach you like patterns and stuff too, like flying patterns. So if we fly these arrows here, you can see that it's taking us into a traffic pattern. Just kind of follow the arrows. Whoa. And they will slowly go down in altitude. We'll turn here. So yeah, these are all little visual cues to help you out when flying. So like I said, this is like big time for beginners back in the day who looked at Flight Simulator and thought the Microsoft version and thought, nah, that just looks too complicated to fly. And so SubLogic went back to basics and created a whole new simulator. Because SubLogic itself, they couldn't use what they had with the old flight simulators because, well, now Microsoft actually owned that code. So they had to rewrite all new code for it. Yeah, there we go. See, there's the runway. Come on, flare. Stop flaring, or stop flying and flare for me. Or just bounce off the runway, that works too. What is that, cactus over there? Oh, those are trees. Alright, we'll park over here by the trees. That works. There we go. How did I survive? Well, that's just how it is. No. There's not, I don't think there's a crash detection on this thing. Well, there might be a crash detection thing on here. Well, yeah, there is crash detection. See, I have crash detection off. So you can turn that off. You can turn it on if you want to. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
I think it just froze on me. Nope, there we go. I was getting a little worried. Alright, no. Just turn that off. No, I don't want that thing on. Alright, we'll go back to nighttime here. Alrighty, everyone. I want to thank you for joining me on this flight, and hope you had fun. If so, go ahead and click that like button, because that helps me out and the channel and the series. And if you're new here, click the subscribe button, because that makes you part of the KILR community, which is an awesome thing. And you get notified of future flight simulation content, and I'm sure you'd want to know that. And then follow me over on Twitch, because I've been streaming on Twitch lately, and things that I'm recording for episodes for series such as this one, I've been streaming first. So if you follow me over there on Twitch, you'll get notified of when I go online, and you'll get to see this stuff weeks and months ahead of time, because I record them in a huge batch, and then I break them apart and edit them together and make the episodes. So you get to see things early, you get to see things raw and uncut, and you get to be part of the show, as well as being able to interact with me and ask questions, and it just makes things more entertaining. So head on over to Twitch and give me a follow over there. And then if you want to kind of dive in a little bit deeper, Instagram, I have pictures and photos of behind the scenes of projects that I'm working on. Kind of gives you kind of some inside look of what I'm doing. And Twitter is for those official news and announcements and retweets that I think you might find interesting. It's a way for me to be able to communicate with you folks. And Snapchat's for fun. And that's not quite it. There's Patreon. Patreon is for those of you who would like to just take it a step further and help support what it is that I do, and be able to help me build this channel to make it bigger than what it is, because I can't do it by myself, so I need all of your help to be able to do that. And whatever you're willing to do is much appreciated, and in return you get bonuses and rewards. I'm always developing my Patreon page to add things and cycle things out and stuff. So just go check it out. Other than that, thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it, and I will see you on the next leg of our world tour. Have a killer awesome night.